welcome back to another episode of Junior Jaws. I think this is what we're going to end up with because there's only like 3 episodes so far of Junior Jaws. So, I mean, like, this is probably the best intro we got. So anyway, so we're going to look at, and this is another short review of Jaws 3D, or is it Jaws 3? Because when you look at it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, I think it's on Blu-ray, but on DVD, I got it on DVD, and I mean, like, it's just Jaws 3. It's not Jaws 3D, because even though if you put on the cinema 3D glasses, it still doesn't work. Maybe I'll test it later on, but I mean, like, I don't know. I tried it once, and it didn't really work, but I mean, like, let's try properly next time, maybe. But anyway, so this is what we're going to look at today, is Jaws 3. And I mean, like, yeah. So if I wore, I'm just saying, I'm not really sure if the other Craig on this channel wore this t-shirt of Star Wars. So if I came across with this one, I'm so sorry, but it's another day. So I just want to look at Jaws 3 and what is the best and what is worst about this movie. I do like the plot and everything like that, but I do not like the effects. The effects are rubbish. Like, especially the hand bit. It goes onto the screen like this. It doesn't do any 3D effects than you see in other 3D movies, like Avatar, for example. It's like this. Because in the 80s, people were thick. They didn't know what 3D was. So I don't like those bits of thing, like, those are the waste of time, why are you doing it? But I mean, I don't know, there's something wrong with this movie. I don't know what it is, but I just don't really think it's okay. But I mean, like, the only 2 movies I really love out of all the Jaws movies is Jaws 1 and Jaws 2. Those are my all-time favourite Jaws movies. But when it comes to Jaws 3D or Jaws 3 and probably Hero 4, it's not that, you know, Jaws-like. Okay, it is a lot of a Jaws movie, but it just got out of it and more like, okay, it's another plot of to do with this shark, but a baby megalodon in an aquarium. Seriously, I don't know. But at least I'm missing something here. I don't know what else to say really, because I mean, like, I looked at this movie like 3-4 times over the years, and I'm like, I do like this movie, but I feel like it's not the best and other people put credit for. I'm like, people put credit into this movie thinking it's the best movie ever made when it comes to Jaws, and it's not. I know 3D is supposed to be all good and everything, but it's not good. I'll probably test it in another video, probably after June time, but I don't know. But to do with Jaws 3 and if it really works with this, and see my reaction to the 3D glasses, because I have got some 3D glasses, you know, at home. So anyway, this is what I think of Jaws 3. And okay, the plot is alright. Obviously, Roy Schneider can't be in this movie, so Dennis Craig takes over. You know, the man who's in Dog's Purpose and A Dog's Journey, that guy, and also in The Day After Tomorrow or something like that. There's all about a big earthquake in New York. Not earthquake, big wave and everything like that. So he's in this movie and he plays Michael, I think. No, is he Sean? Michael, Sean, one of them. And he works at a SeaWorld sort of aquarium place that happens to be a good shark, end up dies, and the big enormous mother is trying to find a little tiny shark, and I'm like, seriously? But I don't know. So obviously you can tell it's a puppet, half animatronic, but probably model. But I mean, like, with the other ones, you know it's an animatronic, but you feel like they're sharks. You feel like they're actual sharks, especially in 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, it just feels like half shark, half, well, prop. Well, with Jaws 2 and Jaws 1, it feels like half animatronic and half shark. But here, it's like half prop, half prop, half prop, half prop, half prop, half a shark. Even though half is more like 1 and 2, I'm just going to say half because that's the only thing I've got in my head at the moment. It's definitely not quarters. But I'm like, I don't know. There's something about this movie that I don't like to do with this big puppet Megalodon, baby Megalodon, something. And I just don't like it. The way he just like opens its mouth and he goes like, and like, yes, I'm going to turn around like that. And then I'm going to shut back in and do this. I don't know why. But the effects are not bad. It's just probably dated a little bit. And I don't like the outline of every single thing. For example, the hand, it just went into your face, dare I say. And I mean, because it's not really, it's more like, oh, guess what, it's moving, yay. But I'm like, I don't know. So I mean, like, yeah, I do like this movie, but I hate it at the same time. I clearly think that Jaws 4 is rubbish. But with Jaws 3, it's okay, it's passable, it's not the best. Obviously, Jaws 1 and 2 is the best, but Jaws 3 is and Jaws 4 is But I don't know. Clearly, they should have finished it off with Jaws 3 and not Jaws 4, because Jaws 4 is mainly just a rip-off of the franchise, but maybe. Even though it's not a rip-off, it's got the same character, same sort of theme, but probably out of date, even though it wasn't out of date. They just didn't have a proper story, and if they did have a proper story, you know what I mean. It's the same sort of thing, but I mean, like, it's not a rip-off, and I was going to say it's a rip-off because it is a rip-off, really, you know. But I mean, I don't know. Some parts of Jaws 4 feels like a rip-off, and sometimes, you know. But there's a Jaws 3 we're talking about, or 3D, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I don't know really what I'm going to say about this, because I don't really know, but I mean, I just want to talk about this, however I can describe it, because what I do love about this movie is that how people talk and people interact with what they're going to do next with this horrible shark, and thinking, oh look, that guy got killed for some reason who worked then, like, oh no, the one who got killed off in the first bit, and then he just floating around on the water, and all the girls were screaming at him dead in the window or whatever. But more like, yeah, I don't know. So it's clearly the 80s. I'm not sure what else I can think when it comes to the 80s. There's lots of good 80s films and most dated, like, 80s films, especially, like, stuff like Star Trek and all that rubbish. But I'm like, well, it's not rubbish, but, you know. But I don't know, there's something wrong with some 80s movies, and this is one of them, okay? So, what else can you do? So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you the plot, because if you haven't seen Jaws 4, no, if you haven't seen Jaws 3, you can't tell the difference, really. Well, you can, but I mean, like, you know, but if you haven't seen Jaws 3, gotta check it out. But I mean, like, it's not because how good it is, because it's not good, it's okay, but I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. I'm more into Jaws and Jaws 2 when it comes to the Jaws movies, but Jaws 3 is not really, and Jaws 4 is definitely. So I don't know. But what do you think? Put in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time for another my reaction to Jaws. But really, it's the Junior Jaws, but that doesn't really make any sense. Neither does 3 and 4 really, but never mind. See ya. Bye.